Okay, so Birkas Levanah. The Birkas Levanah, כפי שרגילים האשכנזים לומר, Kiddush Levanah. היא ברכה שמברכים על חידוש הירח באחד מהלילות של מחצית הראשונה של החודש. It's a bracha we make on the renewal of the month, and at the beginning of the month. כאשר הירח הולך ומתמלא, התרשים שלפנינו, the chart in front of us, מדגים את מראות הירח. It depicts how you will see the moon. מחצית הראשונה של החודש, the beginning of the month, זמן הברכה, time of the bracha. כאשר הירח הולך ומתמלא, as the moon waxes. בעצם השיטות המנהגים הראשונים לקביעת הזמן זה ברכת הלבנה. So this tells us when we can make the birkas levanah. Reading on the right margin, תזכל סזוזכל. יש לוחות שנה בהם נהגים לסמן את הזמן בו אפשר לברך את ברכת הלבנה בתזכל וסוזכל. You have, what's the tazkal? The tchilat zman Kiddush Levanah. The first time you can make Kiddush Levanah in the month. Chishuv zmanim naseh mishat molad Levanah. You reckon this from the time of the molad of the moon. Fi Ashkenazim, shlosh yomim achrei sha'ot shat molad, 3 days after the day of the hour of the molad. L'sfaradim shiva yomim achrei molad. According to Sfaradim, they must wait 7 days. I mean, did you know that? Shearim Ashkenazim wait different times in order to begin making the birkas levanah. Yes,
didn't know that.
Yes, Yamim Elohim Yamim Shel Me'et Leit, the 24 hours a day. Please, Molad Chal Chal B'Leil Shishi Yom Chamishi Ba'Erev B'Shah 10. Efshar Yel Kadesh Levanah Echel Mileil Sheni. The molad happens on Thursday night at 10 p.m. Then you can start saying Kiddush Levanah beginning Monday night. Yom Rishon B'Erev, meaning not Monday night, but the Sunday night, the eve of Monday, B'Shah 10 at 10 p.m. But the problem is, and this is a problem which I've never really figured out, the idea of moonrise and moonset and how it configures into everything else. But we know moon rises and moon sets, and I don't know I don't know exactly when what the cycle of moon rising, moon setting is, but it obviously has an influence, right? So therefore, you can only start from Tuesday night. In other words, Monday night, which is the eve of Tuesday. They're not everybody's precise about this. To make a precise 72 hours, sometimes the molad. They start from the fourth night of the month, which is not necessarily, the molad and the first day of the month, they correlate, but sometimes earlier, sometimes it's later. Immediately I'm not paying attention to the time of the molad. So Zman Kiddush Levanah. So Zman Bonitan Kiddush Levanah Imachatzit HaChodesh. Halfway through the month. Meirega, even that's a machlokas. But Meirega Shem Levanah Melechet Nifgem from the time the moon starts to wane. Gam Kan Nahug Lasot Chishuv Zman Azman Me'amolad. You make the reckon time from the molad. Mechashvim B'diuk and Machatzit Midat HaChodesh. We determine precisely after the month Klomar. 29 days, 12 hours, and 793 chalakim, divided by 2 equals 14 days, 18 hours, 396 chalakim.
22 minutes.
396 point and a half, right? Which is about 22 minutes. Mosri midazu shamachti chodesh l'shat molad. You add this midah of half the month to the time of the molad. Kabbalim etzos on Kiddush Levanah. For example, the molad yah beyom shlishi be 4:37 lifnot boker. 4:32 in the morning. What?
4:32.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's on Kiddush Levanah Chesh Vuayim. Yom Shlishi B'Erev 2 weeks later on Tuesday evening. Le'Revi going into Wednesday B'Shah 10:54. Okay. So now these are the Gvulot Azman L'Birkat Levanah in this chart. Let's see if we can make it a bit bigger here. Al Pi Shitot Shonot. L'Pi Rambam. The moment you can see it. Should be from the first night of the month, which can be seen. You didn't make the bracha the first night. You make a bracha on any of the subsequent nights. Calls match your lech mitmalet as long as it continues to get to wax. So that's Atet Zayin b'Chodesh. So the Aleph is the first day of the month, and the star, the arrow, the Rambam points to that. Then there's the second day of the month, the third of the month, the fourth day of the month, the fear of Sadigon. It's interesting. Sadigon had an opinion about this, since he's known to us as being very much involved in lelach. Sham Molad Chal b'Yom Rishon as Miyon Revi ba'erev Lech HaMashiach Shalvarech the Sos Mana Machzit HaChodesh. That's the Ashkenazic custom. Now we have Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chetz, Pi Maran, Rabbi Yosef Kar, Shulchan Aruch Rachayim, Chini Dat Chachmei HaKabbalah, Mevorchim Chodesh Shabula Shiva Yamim Me'amolad the Sos Mana Kanal at Emtza Chodesh. So that means you have already there making the bracha on half a moon. That's some Kabbalistic thing about half the moon. Hey, as Faradim Noagim al Pi Maran Barkim al Vana Echel Mi Shiva Yamim Achei Molad Ashkenazim Noagim Lekadat HaPoskim Levrech Echel Mi Shlosha Yamim Achei Molad and the Teimanim Nagu Lefi Ram Levrech Miyad B'Chlat HaChodesh Pirot HaVana Chadasha. So we have all these different opinions.
He doesn't really give a reason why only from 3 days. He just merely states that's the minhag.
No. The assumption, though, is that unlike it's not a bracha on the new moon's appearance, and the anah from the new moon, from the benefit received, and the sliver of the moon is not considered to be enough benefit. So therefore, the benefit only becomes substantial when you hit the 3 days after the molad. That's the assumption. Okay, Rosh Chodesh al pi lelach hakabul lo chal tamid b'yuk b'yom molad. So obviously, since the Mola could be earlier or later than Rosh Chodesh, so therefore it doesn't coordinate precisely with Rosh Chodesh. Okay, I'm going to have to go out of screen share because the other paragraphs don't line up. Okay, so going to the other paragraphs on the page here. Anybody who makes a bracha on Levanah at the time when it is renewed, it's if they're receiving the Shechina. That is the reason for some of the halachas we're going to see in the middle section here. Interesting quotes of Chaim David Alevi here, was Chief Rabbi Tel Aviv. Our analysis of the cyclical of the moon cycle and irregularly it's seen by all people. Bereshit allows us to have a sense of the orders of Bereshit. Maseh Bria, the act of creation. And the bracha on the moon. Bracha l'borei olam. It's a bracha to Hashem. She bia bot chukei teva. Better in it, the laws of nature, which I see. Therefore, somebody makes a bracha at the proper time. Shesam leiv, yom itchadshut, pays attention to the day of the renewal of the moon. K'mekaba pnei Hashem. Okay, that's an interesting idea from Chaim David Alevi. The idea of the cyclical nature of the moons. Waxing and waning reminds us of the Bria, and therefore it is Kimakaba B'nei Shechina when you acknowledge it. Bizmano, B'leu Chidush Sharech. Bizmano, HaKavanah L'Erev Bo Nireh Yishna Chidush Sharech. So, well, it's according to Rama, he's going to say in a moment. Ken B'Yusham V'Roth L'Banah B'Chidusha Mevorech. Kenu Dat Rambam Shuva Le'el Bo Poskim. Shenivrei Nitan Lavin Shvitzvah Minu B'char L'Kadesh Al V'nai B'Chidusha. El Shachonim Pasku Shizman Bracha Misheyotu Le'oro, when you get the benefit from its light. Okay, so Chidusha really means obviously the first or the entire period of waxing, because there's nobody who holds say don't make the bracha if you pass the first night, even the Rambam. But he's saying that the Rambam took it literally to mean that the best time to make it is when you see the new moon, even in a tiny sliver.
Okay.
עיקרי דינים ומנהגים בקידוש לבנה. מקדשים את הלבנה בלילה, you do it at night, ולא ביום, בשעה של הלבנה מאירה, when the moon is illuminating, ונהנים מאורה, and you have benefit from its light. The question is whether you can make Kiddush Levanah after Shkia. You can get, so a lot of people refrain, and I don't know, I have not seen a clear halacha on this. A lot of people refrain from making Kiddush Levanah on the moon after Tzeitzah Kochavim, because you're only getting true benefit from it at that time. Certainly according to the Rambam, you're allowed to make the bracha even went earlier, because he goes after the sighting of the moon, not the light of the moon. But those hold that right after Shkia, the moon is not doing anything yet. So therefore, you wouldn't make a bracha until later on. Beit Ratzui Kadesh Motzei Shabbat. It's best to make Kiddush Motzei Shabbos. Shum Mevusam. You're wearing perfume. B'gadab Naim. It's wearing nice clothing. And Motzei Shabbat Achrei Asir B'Chodesh Motzei Shabbos comes after the 10th of the month. Lo Matim Motzei Shabbat. We don't wait. Nichashash Shem Yu Shamayim Munanim, because the heavens might be cloudy. V'lo Yuchul Barech, and you won't be able to make a bracha. By the time Yavar Zmanah, and this time will pass. And Yuchad Yisrael Lo Lamtim Yemot HaChoref, not to wait in the winter. I have not seen anybody ever change their clothes for Kiddush Levanah just because it's the middle of the week. Mitzvah Kadesh b'tzibur.
You're in a black cat area where everybody's wearing suits all the time anyway.
Could be that's why. But I don't think Nofi alone they're changing their clothing either. Mitzvah Kadesh b'tzibur. There's many people, there's more glory to the king. I mean, I think you can go out to your back porch, which I've done many times, and say Kiddush Levanah. Nobody knows why not. I know we don't know why not. We'd say it's Al Pi Kabbalah. It beats me why it should be Al Pi Kabbalah. Push comes to shove. If it's the last night, people do it. I guess it's not covered for Yom Tov. It's not. So it seems that the Gemara says that they cause the moon to be diminished, so therefore they don't do Kiddush Levanah. I don't know if it's also actually to do Kiddush Levanah, but it's a strong minhag not do Kiddush Levanah. You don't take Kiddush Levanah standing under a roof. It's not clear why not. Perhaps you don't get as much benefit.
I think it's so that you are standing under Levanah, under the sky.
Could be. Certainly, if you can make it, the question is in the depth of winter, the Chutzlaretz, when it's freezing outside, you have to go outside. Obviously, if you can't go outside, then you say it from inside. It says, we say it's standing. Because Kiddush Levanah is like reading the divine presence. You would petition Mekachim Motzei Kippur. Do it after Yom Kippur. Achrei Tisha B'Av. V'shebracha b'chad v'natzicha le'amer b'simcha. It has to be said, b'simcha le'en avel eno mekadosh Levanah b'vei evlo. And King Yavar Zmanah. During Shiva, you don't say Kiddush Levanah. There's a whole issue. A lot of people are machmir, even Motzei Tainus, Motzei Yom Kippur, Motzei Tisha B'Av, to go home and eat and change clothes first. So most people are not machmir on that, but there is such a chumrah. In the very fine print, he says, "Yesh b'zeh minhagim nosafim kol echad yinhag k'minhago." Okay. David Melech Sof Chai v'Kayam. Birkat Levanah usivu Pirkei Tehillim. They added on. Birkat Levanah is just a bracha, really, but they added on Pirkei Tehillim utfilah. In psukim v'amarot and a tefillah with psukim and with statements. For some reason, he leaves out the Breita. Right? The Breita we also say about Rabbi Hilchach Tzorich L'Meimer Me'umad. That also is part of it. Kol David Aminageh. Ben Hayeter Mishlosh Panim Dam Melech Chai v'Kayam. Say it 3 times. Mishpat Zeh Mebihim Kmiyah L'Itchadshut Malchut Beit David. We express our yearning for the renewal of Malchus Beit David. Shkein Gam Beit David v'Gam Am Yisrael Nimshu Levanah Mitchadeshet. There's an analogy drawn between them and the moon. Between us, the Koch Miatam was saying from the Talmud, where Rosh Hashanah Chafei Rabbi Shlach Rabbi Chiel Ein Tab Asher Behuda Kadesh Am HaChodesh Yikesh Men Shloach Lo Achar Maaseh Siman. He asked him to send him a siman. At that time, they were not allowed to be Mekadosh the Chodesh by the government, so he sent us a repetitious signal, David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayam, it is that till today. I don't know, it doesn't mention Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem is customary to say 3 times Shalom Aleichem, and the Pashtus is that it's like represents a beis din, right? The 3, that's how I always understood, although I don't remember the source anywhere. In other words, it just like you need a beis din to be Mekadosh HaChodesh, so too you symbolize the beis din by saying Shalom Aleichem to 3 different people.
Of 3 enough to be Mekadosh HaChodesh?
What?
When we were doing Al-Biri, was 3 a beis din of 3 enough, or you needed the Sanhedrin Gadol?
Yes, they had it. Some people had it to use 3, then 5, then 7, but 3 would have been enough. Yes.
Okay.
אותיות של קידוש לבנה. סידור התפילה וגם הלכות חצר בית הכנסת, בעיקר אצל האשכנזים, ומקובל לכתוב את ברכת לבנה באותיות גדולות במיוחד. They write in the siddur and on the luchos the words of Kiddush Levanah in very large letters. They should, you ניתן יהיה לקרוא אותו גם לאור הבנת ישראל to read it by the light of the moon. מכאן הביטוי אותיות של קידוש לבנה לאותיות גדולות. In English, we call them war declared headlines.
War declared headlines. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same, but what's called in English war declared. In the Hebrew, it's called otiyot Kiddush Levanah. Hafech, this I never heard before. Hafech otiyot shel talum atar. I never heard that saying before. Small letters. Okay. כפי שנאמר לעיל לברכת לבנה קוראים האשכנזים קידוש לבנה. אל תבלבל מושגים, don't get mixed up with the concept ברכת החודש וקידוש החודש, עליהם לעלן. ברכת החודש. ברכת החודש, it's something we still do, obviously, היא תפילה והכרזה על חודש הבא, בשבת לפני לפני ראש חודש. שבת מבורכים. שבת לפני ראש חודש, מברכים בבית הכנסת, לפני ראש חודש מכריזים בית הכנסת, announce שוב, אחרי קריאתו בשחרית, על היום הימים של השבוע הבא, בהם יחול ראש חודש, לפני ההכרזה, for announcement אומרים תפילה מיוחדת. It's a special prayer. ומברכים את החודש הבא. The prayer is not said by everybody. I know Chabad, they don't say that Hiroto. ומכאן השם שניתן לשבת זו, אז כל שבת מבורכים. יהודי ג'רבה, קוראים לו שבת, זה שבת אחינו. They call it שבת אחינו, על פי נוסח ההכרזה המקובל אצלם, they send their way, they announce it, אחינו בית ישראל שמעו ראש חודש פלוני ביום, etc. ויש שנקים שונים לנוסח תפילה זו. The different versions. יש סבורים, they're those who hold מסתמך על סדר רב אמרגון, ששנה אמרו את רבי אחד חודש ביום ראש חודש. It was, according to Rabbi Rahamim, it was really said on Rosh Chodesh itself. Later on, they moved it. So that people know. They'll be in shul, they know when Rosh Chodesh is coming up. Based on knowing when Rosh Chodesh happens, you do it Tchilat Moedei HaChodesh. They know when the you're determined that Chodesh will take place. Yes, for Sfurim Shachraza Zu, he's Zecher, the Kiddush HaChodesh, commemorates Kiddush HaChodesh. Minakim Hashem Mevorchim Achrizim L'Shat Molad, Livnei HaChodesh Rosh Chodesh. You make, you announce the Molad before you announce when Rosh Chodesh is going to be. Chodesh Tishrei Ein Shabbat Mevorchim. Ein Machazin Rosh Chodesh Tishrei, Shekein Ein Ze Rosh Chodesh El Rosh Hashanah. V'akodim Matay Yechal Rosh Hashanah. We know it's going to be Rosh Hashanah. Tam Acher, B'Kesel Yom Chagenu, Yesh Chasot Yom Ze Minei Mekatregim. The Rosh Hashanah is supposed to be Mechuseh. My reason for now to Shabbos Mevorchim, I hold this the emes. Why I'm not Mevorch Rosh Chodesh Tishrei is because Machlok is subsiding on Rabbi Rahamim Meir. We don't want to tell you what the Molad Tishrei is, because Molad Tishrei is the only Molad which really counts, and it caused the controversy of 920, 921. So therefore, we're not going to mention it in public. I think it's MS. Okay? I'm not mentioning it's MS because that's Molad which caused all the problems. Okay. Gimel Shabbat Shemini Rosh Chodesh Av Yesh Mevorchim Chodesh Yesh Mevorchim Al Yom Bo Yechol Rosh Chodesh. We of course do not have that minute before Rosh Chodesh Av. We do Mevorchim Chodesh. Da b'Shabbat Mevorchim Ein Meim Av Rachamim. Avormim Otam b'Shabbatot HaSvira Lifnei Rosh Chodesh Iyar v'Sivan. Reason we say by the Yakis only say Av Rachamim during the times between during the Shabbos of Sfira. Avraham is primarily intended to be said then because that's when the Gzerot Tach V'Tat, the time of the not Tach V'Tat, sorry, Tatnu, the Gzeros of Tatnu of 1096, the slaughters of the first crusade happened during the time between Pesach and Shavuos. So therefore, that's when it's Sur Avraham.
Okay.
Hey, Nashim she'enam yichol lavo beit knesset b'chol Shabbat, mishtatlot lavo b'Shabbat mevarchim. I'd never heard of that before. As far as I know, that minhag is probably as official as the minhag of having a Shabbos Mevorchim Kiddush. Okay. Kiddush HaChodesh. Kiddush HaChodesh, which we do not have anymore. Kiddush HaChodesh, Tekes HaAchrazah b'Tkufa Keduma. It was the ceremony which announced in ancient times, Mikudash is sanctified, Al HaChodesh, Hayareach HaChadash. Sheneh near Bezan of its time, it seems proper time, below Shoshin HaChodesh on the 30th night of the month. Bisman Shumikachim the Chodesh Api Riyah, when they used to Mikash Chodesh Api Riyah, based on sightings, Kasher Bo Edim, when this came to Kiddush Levanah, and they said that they saw the Kiddush Levanah the evening before. Ve'edutam itkabla, and the testimony was accepted. They are Rosh Beitim Machriz Mikudash. They had the basement announced Mikudash. Cholam Onim Acharav. Everybody responded after Mikudash Mikudash. Yom Zeh Chodesh v'nikbar liot Rosh Chodesh. Al Shor Chodesh became Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the new month. Chodesh HaCholev, and the prior month would have been a sumitation. I mean, would have been 29 days long. Chodesh Chaser. Im lo bo edim. If Edim did not come, Yom Lamed on the 43rd day, or Loya Masislo Yispiku, Kesh Yom Ad. They didn't have enough time to Nikash Chodesh Ad Yom at a Yom that day at Shechashicha. Nikba Yom Av Shel Chodesh Abal Macharat. The next day would become Rosh Chodesh, Yom Av Shel Chodesh HaCholev, which would have been the 31st day of the old month. But Chodesh HaCholev would have been Shloshim Yom, Chodesh Malay. Then the previous one had been Chodesh Malay. Mikreza Lo Echriz on Chodesh Mikudash, Shekvar Kitshur Shamayim. It's like sanctified by heaven automatically. Kiddush Rosh Chodesh B'Zana Ma'avar L'Kviyat Chodeshim Al Pi Cheshbon, when they transition to doing things based on reckoning. Na'aseh Nisayon Lani Kiddush Al Yain V'Sudat Rosh Chodesh. HaKiddush Ne'emar Kos La'achar Birkat HaMazon. I don't know where this minute comes from. It's not in the Gemara as far as I recall. Can't be, because we're Mekadosh B'Cheshbon. Minhag Ze Lo Nitkabel. It was not accepted. Rasag Mevatlo B'Mfurash. Rasag, of course, would be Mevatlet, because there was never any transition. Always was done on Pi Cheshbon. La'lan Nusach HaKiddush Kavishu Uva. The Sechet Sofrim. Okay, it's not a Shas. It's in Sechet Sofrim, which is a compilation of Brightot. Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam, and it's in the olive base here. Asher Ba'gula Gilel Dorshim, Uram V'lim Dazmanei Chodashim. In the cycle, he raised the exponents. He lifted up and taught them the times and the new months. Tikei Serech, he planned the month. Kiddush Levanah, he made principles for the moon. Minan Abonim, he appointed wise men, so Jaitim to arrange the times. Piles Surenu Kirvei Regaim, Shabam Tikain. Our Creator paved the way of the inner workings of our moments, which he fixed in place. Baruch Atah Hashem Kadesh Yisrael V'Rashei Chodashim. Fascinating bracha I never saw it before in my life. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Very good. Good page. All right, we'll have to see if there are any more pages we should do in the book. We'll take a look.
Well, so looking a little bit at where was it? I was looking a little bit ahead. Let's see if I can find it.